Wake up in the morning, making plays through the evening. I just fucked a local nigga bitch for no reason. Pussy nigga miss me with the hate, you can keep it.
Bucky P is a self-made artist and producer doing it all, turning raw passion into music, visuals, and a journey built on creativity and resilience.
When I first started, it was just fun, something I wanted to do. And then, somewhere along the way, it gets a little too serious, and then you forget why you're even in it. I was writing songs since I was like 7 years old, bro. Like, I would write songs, I would draw my album covers when I was 7. You gotta let me fail. I'm not gonna lie, bro, I felt like I kinda got kicked to the curb, bro. During that time, I started to resent my life choices. I was like, fuck, I should've listened to my dad, or I should've listened to my mom, I should've got that plan B. I started to hate my talents. Music is like a girl that I'm like trying to get to like me, that just is not giving me the time of day.
What's good, y'all? Before we get into today's episode, I got a quick favor to ask. If you could, please hit the subscribe button. The only reason that I'm asking is because by you subscribing, it helps for me to be able to continue to create this content. I don't have like a big team, or like I'm not getting paid by like some type of external source to create this content. Like, I do it all on my own dollar. And so instead of doing fundraisers and asking, hey, donate $1, sign up for my Patreon, doing all of that stuff, all I ask is that you please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button too. Hit it right now, please. And just leave a comment, like leave something, because what that does is it shows the algorithm that this content is worth putting out there. That's the free thing that I ask for you, to just support the show and what we're creating here on the Clean Your Room show. So please subscribe, please like, and please leave a comment. And let's get into today's episode.
Jared Pistorius, aka Bucky P. Born and raised in Omaha, Nebraska, preferably North Omaha-ish area. Music producer, musician, videographer, graphic designer, video editor, clothing designer, recording engineer, songwriter, rapper, you name it, bro. You name it, I do it. It's pretty much what's going on over here.
Creative, that's what that is.
Creative, content creator, I guess. People can throw that on my name now, throw that in the hat.
Yeah, I just seen that dance video you had with the
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I'm a big goofball, man. I'm a big goof. So I'm trying to showcase that more into my music, not being so serious about it. So I'm trying to have more fun with it nowadays, like taking it back to when I first started. When I first started, it was just fun, something I wanted to do. And then, somewhere along the way, it gets a little too serious, and then you forget why you're even in it. You're just like, you started this because it was just fun. So trying to get back to that. So that's what we're working on now.
I feel that. How did you even get into creation, music, all of that as a whole?
So I've grown up, my mom would, she would get her party on by herself, just in our house, in our basement. She'd be playing, I could be, 2, 4 years old. I would hear Tupac downstairs. I would hear Mary J. Blige. I would hear Sade, Kirk Franklin, who else? A lot of Tribe Called Quest, Q-Tip, Busta Rhymes, Outkast. She would just play and we had like a surround system in our house.
Oh, so it was booming.
It was booming, and let's just say I didn't get a lot of sleep as a child. But I mean, it helped in the long run, I guess. But yeah, my mom just continuously played music throughout the house. And then my uncle Doug, shout out to Uncle Doug. I grew up watching him play the drums. My Uncle Doug had a whole studio in his house, in his old house, had a whole studio, whole functioning studio with like a recording booth. Like, it was like, at the time, it had to be one of the better studios in Omaha that I feel like not a lot of people even knew about. I think he kind of just built it for his own interests and his own toys. Mm-hmm. Saw him playing the drums, and then I would sit on his lap and he would play the drums, when I was a kid. And when I was about 8 years old, I came home from school. on my birthday, my 8th birthday, my parents got me a little drum set. And so shout out to them for doing that. And then I think 9, I got a guitar. I think around 9 is when I got into the production side, like 9, 10. My uncle, they had a Mac computer in their office, in my aunt's office. And my cousin Trey, shout out to Trey, he showed me GarageBand for the first time. And I was like, yo, what is this? Like, this is crazy. And I was already like, I was already writing songs. You know, I was writing songs as I was like 7 years old, bro. Like, I would write songs. I would draw my album covers when I was 7. I would draw the front cover and I would draw the back cover.
Oh, dang.
With song titles that don't even exist. And with even with timestamps of how long I want the song to be, even though the song never existed. It's funny, this is all coming back to me right now. But yeah, I used to draw my own album covers, and then, like I said, my cousin introduced me to GarageBand around 9, 10 years old, and then I was just messing with those Apple loops, just dragging stuff over, not knowing that really wasn't, you know, really producing.
Yeah.
But, and I still remember what my first beat sounds like on that thing, bro. It's crazy. And then my parents saw that every time I was going to my cousin's house, like I was barely playing with my cousins. I was just going straight to their computer, rapping on their built-in microphone that was on there. My first rap name was Cousin.
Oh,
just Cousin, just because I couldn't come up with anything else. And I was at my cousin's house. I was like, my rap name is just going to be Cousin, I guess. And then shout out to my parents, man. My parents have supported my music interests since the beginning. They got me a little, I ain't gonna lie, I lied about this. This is funny. So I was going to a magnet school. I was going to Beveridge Middle School. And I just straight up lied to my parents. I was like, I need a MacBook to go here. Like, and it wasn't entirely a lie, but I really just wanted GarageBand more than anything. I was like, yo, I need a Mac to go to this school because they use like Mac programs and like, I need, so for Christmas, I opened up a Mac computer, man, my first Mac computer, bro. So, which was crazy, dude. I honestly did not think they would give me that. I did not think that. Like, I ain't gonna lie, when I saw the box, I knew what it was because, you know, you see stuff the day before and I was just like, that's gotta be it, bro. Like, come on. But yeah, I started off just instruments, you know, I got really, really good at the drums. By the time I was about like 12 years old, I was like really good. Like my uncle was just like, yo, you got it, bro. Like, that's all. And then got the Mac, it's crazy, people don't know this, but I was rapping first. I was just rapping on just YouTube beats, you know, random instrumentals, bro, from rappers I didn't even know. Like, I remember I rapped on a French Montana beat before I even knew who he was. I just like the beat. I don't know if anyone knows what the song is, but it's a song called Straight Cash by French Montana, super old. Probably from one of his maybe Mac and Cheese mixtapes. Maybe not, probably wasn't even Mac and Cheese times, but was rapping on random French Montana beats when I haven't heard a single song from him. And then I just got tired of rapping on other people's stuff. And I was like, you know, and I was listening to Kanye and Pharrell and like Timbaland. Those are like my greats, you know, my Mount Rushmore, if you wanna. And I seen Kanye was rapping, making his own beats, directing his own music videos, and I was like, fuck, I didn't know you could do that. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start making my own beats. Like, so I just dive in just straight to the beats to where I ain't gonna lie, I kind of forgot about the whole rap thing. I was still rapping. Like, my pen was still nice through it all. I just wasn't taking it as serious because, you know, the beats were starting to take off a little bit. And, or they weren't taking off in the city, or no one was buying them, but in my mind, I was just like, all right, this might be my bread and butter, you feel me? I was, maybe 13, 14 at the time. I'm going to Beveridge. I meet this kid named Xavier Gaines, AKA Zay Gaines. And, you know, we hit it off. We became best friends. What really drew me to him is that, you know, I was only listening to albums, you know, albums that came out in stores. I didn't know mixtapes existed.
Oh.
I didn't know Lil Wayne had like 20 mixtapes that I've never heard. Yeah, bro. I was like, well, you could just get these off the internet. He was like, yeah, bro, fucking Dat Piff,
my mixtapes,
live mixtapes, hot new hip hop.
Yeah.
So I got on there and I just started downloading everything. I was just like, that shit blew my mind, bro. And that's all. We just hit it off with like we were both really into Young Money, that whole Young Money era, and like that's what we wanted to do. And I told Zay, like, I think first I met him on the bus. Like, I don't even think I had classes with him. I met him on the bus, and I would just bring him. I would put beats on my iPod at the time, maybe, and I would like let him hear him on the bus, and he'd be like, "Yo, this shit's like, yo, I could rap on this." Like, he was like, and then he was just like, "Yo, where do you live? Like, do you have like a studio?" And I was like, "Sorta." I didn't really have a studio. I had the built-in microphone on the Mac that people would rap in. And I was just like, yeah, I mean, sort of. Like, I was kind of nervous because, like, I didn't want him to pull up and be like, bro, this is not official. This is some bullshit. But, I mean, he pulled up one day. We probably made a couple tracks. And I don't know, ever since then, we were kind of inseparable for some years. And that kind of was the Kickstarter to, you know, Bucky P, and was linking up with Zay and just making music every day, bro. That's all we did, bro. Till the wee hours of the night. My parents would have to, because the studio was in the next room, my parents would have to come in and be like, yo, y'all gotta go to bed, bro. Like, I can't do this. Like, it got to a point where we would just make everything in headphones and try to be as quiet as possible. But yeah, I guess that's the origin of everything. I could keep going, but I don't know if you got another question. I don't know.
No, you're good, bro. I'm interested, man, because I didn't know you were a musician.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. I don't really showcase it very much, but I should. But yeah, that's how I started, bro. And I'm thankful I started that way because it definitely helped with the electronic music production side. I feel like I have a one-up on other producers.
Talk more about that. Like, what do you think the difference is between like actually knowing the instrument and then going in on the electrical side and like compiling a track compared to somebody who might not know instruments at all or know music at all and are just trying to make beats?
So I don't know how to read music. I don't know any chords, or I mean, I can maybe read drum music a little bit, but I don't know how to read music. I don't know chords. I don't know what I'm playing. I know E, C, D, and A major on the guitar. Other than that, I don't know what I'm playing. I just be playing, bro. And I think the difference, or like what kind of sets me apart or sets apart a musician producer versus someone who's just jumping in on straight on the computers, I feel like musicians hear things that some producers, like I call them click producers. There's nothing wrong with a click producer. Like you can accidentally click on some shit and it'll make you $1 million, bro. But I feel like people who study instruments, they study music more than a person who just grabs a laptop and starts making beats. Like I study, different drum patterns, triplets, 1/16, 1/32 of a triplet. I feel like my drum patterns, like from playing drums as a kid, I feel like my drum patterns are like they just hit different, bro. Like people tell me all the time, bro, like, I don't know why my drums can't like sound like yours, and I think that's because I played the drums for so long. I think that's the main difference, is being able to hear stuff within what you're creating that maybe a regular producer who just clicks, can't really hear. Not disrespecting any FL producers who like to click. I click too. I mean, I'm a click producer as well. Like if I'm trying to make some quick shit, I'll click a few rectangles in there and make it hit, man. So
Facts.
I know people who can't show you a C on a piano who got buku placements with all kinds of artists and stuff. So yeah, just gotta make it your own, I guess.
Bro, it sounds like too, a lot of your musical aspiration came from your mom. Like you mentioned early on, just all the music she would be playing, the stereo system that y'all had in your crib. Who is your mom? This video right here is your sign going into 2026 that it's time for you to book your therapy appointment. We're not pushing it off no more. We're not acting like everything is good. We're ready for real change, real improvement, and real abundance to come into our lives. And the first step is making sure you take care of this thing right here. And how you gonna do that? You're going to click the link. That's either down here or up here. You're going to fill out the form, okay? You're going to wait for us to give you a call, which it should happen in 24 to 48 hours. And you're going to lock in with a therapist and start to gain that mental and emotional clarity that you've been looking for, so that every last blessing that you done prayed on and every last goal that you're hoping to start in 2026, it actually comes to fruition. Now, listen, this is not no guarantee that we are going to make everything happen for you, but what I can tell you is that if you got this, the likelihood of you achieving the things that you're telling yourself and all your homies and all your homegirls right now that you want to achieve, the likelihood, it just went up drastically. So let's take this step. Let's book our appointment. Let's get it locked in, and let's start 2026 strong at Bear Company Counseling. Let's get right, and I'll see you on the other side.
My mom, I don't know if I could say her name, so I just say her government. Well, I won't say she's famous, but she's well known within the OPS district. She's worked at so many schools in OPS. She even worked at Central while I was there. And
Hold up. Who your mom? Because I went to Central.
She read the morning announcements every morning in like 2012 through 2014. Or I left after, obviously.
Facts.
You might have been there when she read the morning announcements.
Okay.
Everyone loved my mom's morning announcements, bro. They thought she had a great voice. One of my mom's dreams was to be a news anchor when she was younger. But, life happened and she had my sister at a really early age. But my mom was a singer. She was in plays. She sang in the church. My sister sang in the Zion Baptist Church down on 24th. Funny, my mom actually, she's only recorded maybe one song in her life, and I think she said she took a trip to LA, and I think she recorded a song either in Santa Monica or on Venice Beach, and just recorded like a demo with some dude, I can't remember. And I think she did it when she was pretty young. I can't remember how old she was, but I think it was around the same time I moved to LA, so I just thought that was like a funny correlation, how she recorded her first song in LA as a kid. I can't remember how old she was. I wish I could remember. But yeah, I would say my mom and my uncle really instilled the whole music thing in me. And my mom used to wake me up in the middle of the night when she would be having her little solo party. She would wake me up to dance with her. So I would just be down there half asleep, just dancing with my mom, just all right. So no, my mom is a very musical, very eccentric person. She's very outgoing. She's very hilarious. And I thank her so much for, never giving up on me. And I when I'm having doubts on my music career, I talk to her and I just be like, dude, I don't know if I could do this no more, man. And she always says, she makes me feel guilty. She'd be like, you're breaking my heart. Come on, man. I would hate for you to stop making music. It would suck for me to, not be able to see you on stage anymore. And I was like, all right, let me chill. But, yeah, shout out to moms, man. Shout out to all the mothers out there.
Yeah, shout out to moms. You talk a lot about your mom and your uncle having that influence on you, but don't speak much about your father.
My father, he is in my life. That's funny. My parents are still together. For anyone knowing, my mom is black. My dad is white. They're complete opposites. I don't know how they make it work. It's an anomaly for sure. My dad's very stoic, very blue collar, works with his hands, he's quiet, man of few words, could be pretty stern. He's loosened up later on in my life, but as a kid, he was very not military, but man of few words. Like I said, it's funny because my dad was the good cop, my mom was the bad cop, I guess, in the sense, but their personalities were kind of switched. My mom was super loving and super nurturing and but she was the bad cop. And my dad was my dad would say yes before my mom. When you ask one of your parents what you could do, I would ask my dad first because I know he won't tell me yes. But my dad's very quiet, very, very hardworking. I definitely learned the meaning of hard work through him, for sure. He works for Kiewit, the construction company. He started at the bottom, bro. Just carpenter, hanging cabinets in buildings that they were building. And now he's the superintendent and he's flying all over the country, building stuff, helping the country become more of a society, which I think is super cool. Me and my dad, our relationship is, it's different. We're getting a lot closer. I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger, he worked a lot. I remember one time, I feel like, this is probably not true, but I feel like he was in Texas for like so long. At one point when I was like I'm trying to think of what point in time in my life, middle school-ish, elementary, middle school, high school. Like, my timing was terrible, but so he was gone a lot. But later on in life, in my early 20s, he started to come out of his shell, and I started to, ask questions about his childhood and see how he grew up. And it was surprising, the stuff he's told me, like his little party stories. I don't want to put him on blast, but some of the stories he's told me, it's just like, bro, you look like you wouldn't do any of that stuff. So your parents were cool too, man. So don't forget, your parents were cooler before you were cool.
Facts.
But yeah, shout out to my dad, man. Shout out to my dad, for real, for real. He instilled that, like, no one's gonna do nothing for you, bro. Like, you really gotta get it on your own. Like, he instilled that in me more than anything. So I thank him for that.
During those times where it seemed like he was gone a lot, looking back, did it have a big impact on you, or did your uncle kind of serve as like another father figure almost, or like a male role model that kind of filled that space, or was there a void when he wasn't there?
To be honest, no. This is gonna sound weird, man, but like when I was a kid, I just didn't think too much. I didn't think too much. I still don't. Like, I didn't think too much. I'm a very nonchalant person. I'm very, like, independent. And, like, I was an outside kid, so, like, I don't know. I was very distracted, I guess you could say. I had a lot of distractions. Like, I was never sitting still. Like, I was never sitting down and, like, thought, like, dang, my dad's gone. Like, it never occurred to me. But he was also in my life enough to where I think I didn't have to think that way, if that makes sense. Because like I said, he's in my life, but he traveled for work for a long. Sometimes he'd be in another state for like 2-3 years, But he would come back as much as he could. But I guess I never thought of that. I never thought that if that did impact me. So that's a really good question, because it subconsciously it probably did.
He low-key sound like Goku. You watch anime? You be watching Dragon Ball?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Well, for those of y'all out there that watch that, he sound like Goku.
My dad sounds like Goku? How does he sound like Goku?
Goku be gone for long periods of time, but he always come home.
Oh, okay.
Always come home. And his son love him. Yeah. Son love him.
Yeah.
Not saying your dad is a bad dad.
No, not at all.
Yeah, not at all. Well, bro, your life and your music career and your production really started to take off when you met up with your homie Xavier and you started producing all throughout high school.
Mm-hmm.
When you graduated high school, you made a big move.
Yeah.
Made a big move. Mm-hmm. Take us there, talk about that a little bit.
So when I was, I graduated from Central and I went to Iowa Western, and I was, this was like my first time being away from home. You feel me? Even though it's, right over across the bridge, I'm living at the dorms. I'm not living at home anymore. And this is my first time where, I don't have to take anything from anyone. Like, no one can tell me what to do. That's what I'm trying to say. And first semester, I did good. I was going for music, audio engineering. I did well my first semester. I did fine. Second semester, I think that's when I realized I could do whatever I want. Like, I don't have to go to class. I could I could skip a couple days. And, I was already like ahead, and I guess in the engineering process from working at studios, in high school, and obviously recording my friends and whatnot. And so I kind of got bored, bro, because we were doing stuff I already knew. And so I stopped going to class. And I think this is where I really got good at making beats. So I just was in my dorm room all day, bro. In my dorm room all day, just making beats, making songs. I would even make like a stupid, dumb song for fun. And, you know, I'm sending beats out. At this time, you know, I kind of have a name in Omaha for on the production side of things. And I work with this artist named Peasy Gonzalez. Shout out to Peasy, who is close friends with Skate Maloli. And Peasy did a record on one of my beats that he ended up putting Skate on the beat. And Skate was like, yo, like, who made that beat? That beat's fire. And shout out to Peasy, you know, he made the connection for me and Skate. And I left Iowa Western. I told my parents, like, yo, I'm not doing anything over there. Like, I'm sorry. Like, so I didn't leave right after high school. It was a couple years where I was still here.
Yeah.
And I got a construction job. I worked construction for like 6 to 8 months, I want to say. And during this time, I'm sending beats out to Skate, and we're developing, you know, a musical relationship. And it's funny because people think I knew Skate when he was here. Like, I didn't know who Skate was until I linked up with Peasy.
Skate was a part of Taylor Gang, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Skate caught wind of the stuff, and he DM'd me and was like, yo, like, you should like send some stuff. And we just send stuff back and forth. And then he started putting like kind of famous people on my songs with him. And I was just like, oh shit, like fucking Kyle Massey. I don't know who Kyle Massey is. Fucking Corey in the House, That's So Raven. Shout out to Kyle, bro. He's fucking great. He started putting some of him on some of my beats. I was like, yo, this is crazy. I didn't know he was, and he's fire, bro. Kyle's fire, bro. He's a songwriter for sure, bro. And then I got invited out there, bro, to like kick it with them. And I want to say 2015, 2016, I want to say. So God, I remember when I told my dad, bro, I think I got laid off from construction because it was winter time. I got laid off. And then my dad, being who he is, helped me. You know, he worked for Kiewit. I didn't work for Kiewit. I worked for a different company. I got laid off from that company. So then he brought me, and he, you know, I'm not doing nothing. Like, in my eyes at this time, I think I'm a bum to my dad.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. He'll probably say otherwise just to be nice. But yeah, I'm not doing nothing, bro. I'm just making music. I'm selling beats and stuff, but you know, it's not super lucrative. You know, I'm making like a couple hundred here, a few hundred here and there. You know, it's not, you know, it's a paycheck to paycheck kind of lifestyle. So him trying to help me out, he got me on as a, like, kind of just cleaning his job site. This is when the cancer center was being built, the UNMC. And I worked for about 2 hours at that job site, bro. And I was just like, bro, I can't do this no more, bro. Like, this don't feel right, bro. I was like, I don't want to work with my dad, bro. Like, I don't want to be that kid that like got the job because of his daddy, and I hate that feeling, bro. Like, that shit sucks. So I low-key did him dirty. I shouldn't have done this. I regret it. I left on my lunch break and just did not come back.
Damn.
Didn't come back. And he's like the head guy.
Yeah.
So like, he didn't catch wind till later. So there's people under him that are calling me, where are you? Like, what are you doing? I'm just not answering. I'm just like, dude, fuck that job site. Fuck all this shit.
Hey, what's your dad say to you?
See, like I said, he's just a man of few words, bro. It's just kind of like a look. It's kind of, you know, just disappointment.
Hey, show the camera what he look like. Try to do his face to the best of your ability.
Just look of disappointment. And I remember we were sitting in my room. I think I drove around most of the day. I drove because I didn't want to go home.
Said, I ain't going home.
Yeah, I literally just drove in my car most of the day. Was hitting up any friend that I could just kind of stall at their house. And finally went home and was just like, yo, Dad, I think I got something with this music thing. And at the time, I had the opportunity to go to LA, but was still kind of iffy about it. You know, it's a big move. And I was just sat my dad down. I was like, Dad, this is what I'm gonna do. Like I don't want to do nothing else. And like from that day, it was funny. Like something clicked in my brain to where I was just like, I'm not gonna do anything I don't want to do. I'm not gonna do nothing I don't want to do. Like, why? So that was kind of like my mantra for a long time, bro. And I was just like, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go. I'm not gonna think. I'm just gonna go. And I sat my dad down in my room. And I think I teared up a little bit too. I was just like I gotta go, bro. Like this ain't for me. Like I'm not happy doing this. Like I'm not happy here. Like I gotta, like, you gotta let me do this. You gotta let me fail. Like essentially, I guess is kind of what I was telling him. So like it's racking my brain, bro. Like when I'm at these construction sites, I'm not there. You feel me? Like I'm sonically, I'm somewhere else. You feel me? So I had to sit him down. It was a tough conversation. You know, it's funny because I had the same conversation with him when I was about 14, 15 when I told him I didn't want to play sports anymore.
Yeah.
So I feel like I broke his heart twice. I was like, yo, I don't want to play basketball no more. I don't want to run track. To like, yo, I don't want to work construction anymore. So I feel like I kind of went against a lot of the things he wanted for me, but you know, I got to be my own person, you know?
Absolutely. Where did your career go from there? Once you were all in, and I want to say too, like, that's the story that you gave of like feeling like you couldn't do anything else but the thing that you had your mind and heart set on. Like that's the story of every creative, that's the story of every entrepreneur, that's the story of every dreamer. And I think that's what separates us, that type of person, from everyone else. It's like, I think back to like my own business ventures and like my mom. My mom has been a support for me. And it's like all the time she would tell me like, man, you know, be careful. Like maybe you want to have a backup. This, and it's like, I can't.
Yeah, no plan Bs was another thing I would say in my head. It's like if I have a plan B, that means I don't want it enough. Like if I have a plan B, then I'm gonna not try as hard because I know I have this thing that I could fall back on. And that's like it's not a good crutch if you're trying to, you know, be the greatest. Like I'm fucking crazy about my shit, bro. Like I think I'm the best, bro. Like I don't listen to anyone's music, bro. I listen to me, bro. It sounds conceited as fuck. Like people ask me like, who you listen to? Like, what's your favorite artist, bro? I'll listen to one song that's not mine. Like right now I'm listening to the song called Loser by Mexico Drill. I'll play that song for 2 weeks and then I'll never play it again. And I'll just go back to listening to my shit. Like I listen to music so weird now. And I wish I could go back to being a fan again of music. But once you start making it and realizing that, you know, your shit's like just as good, if not better, it's kind of hard I can't listen to songs the same. Like I'll hear a beat, I don't know, just an example, like, I don't know, like a Pooh Shiesty beat or a song, and I'll be like, I know exactly what kit that hi-hat is in. I know what snare that is. I know what program, I know what plug-in that sound can. I just can't listen to music the same because I don't hear it. Like, but damn, what was the question?
No, I didn't even, so like where did your career start to go after that talk with your pops?
Yeah, sorry, I feel like I just went down a whole nother rabbit hole with my dad.
It don't matter, you good.
Yeah, I feel like I skipped some, so I had to say, I did stay in Omaha for a couple of years before I did, you know. I was flying out there back and forth a lot at first.
To Cali?
Yeah, to LA, linking up with Skate, like, you know, every couple months, every other month, you know, I'm flying out there. And yeah, then I lived with him. I lived with him first in a little crib in Hollywood, like right on Miracle Mile. And I lived with him for a little bit, him and his girl at the time. I ain't gonna lie, it was not the best living situation, living with a couple, you know, they got their shit going on. So that just, and I can't remember if I just got like tired of living there or if they had to move and I just didn't want to move with them. I can't remember exactly how that happened. But so I lived with Skate and one of his girlfriends at the time. And then that ended and I was like, fuck, I gotta go back home. But I had met some people while I was out there. I don't know if you're familiar with the rapper Rari Vuitton. I met, he's from here as well, and he was already living in LA for maybe a year or two before I even got out there. And I was a big Rari Vuitton fan here in Nebraska, in Omaha. I thought he was the fucking best rapper here, bro. Like that ass, like I still think Rari is one of the best like white rappers alive, bro. Like dead ass, bro. I put him up there with Mac Miller, all the motherfuckers, bro. But So I was kicking it with them a lot, him and Seaway. Shout out to Seaway. I was hanging out with Rari and Seaway a lot while I was in LA. Just because, you know, they were from there and we were familiar with each other. So I put up in their apartment and we just kind of hit it off, bro. And we were making beats and making songs, and I kind of told him my situation. I was like, yo, man, I got to go back home, bro. Like, I don't know when the next time I'm going to be out here. And him and Seaway, they were building something at the time, which is now Coffin Gang Empire, which is our label, CGE. And they were like, yo, like, we're building this thing. We think you would be a great addition. Like, we have a couch. We got a crib. Like, come stay with us, bro. Like, come out here and live, bro, and we could make something happen. So I flew out there and I slept in, me and Rari shared a room, bro. Like, he had a mattress on the floor. I slept on his little ass couch just in the corner, and all our studio shit was right in another corner. And we would just make shit all day, every day. I didn't have a job, and they didn't charge me any rent, bro. Like, so Rari and Seaway, they're like super blessings, bro. Like if it wasn't for them, I don't know where my career would be, you know, with Los Angeles. And then we flew out a videographer from here. We flew him out. Shout out to Grant. So then it was 5 of us in a 2-bedroom apartment over in Studio City at the, God, what's the name of that complex? It's AVA. And it's funny because the complex we were staying at is where every single actor, musician, or any type of creative, that's where they lived.
Oh, dang.
It's a huge complex, bro. Like, I think there's like 24 buildings because the buildings go from A through Z. Like when you go through the main gate, it would still take me about 5 minutes to get home, type shit. Yeah, it was huge. It was like all built in, like on the side of like a huge kind of mountain range. But like a lot of the Disney kids were housed there. The Nickelodeon kids were housed there. Like people working on sitcoms lived at this complex. So I just thought that was really cool. And I think Drake lived there when he first moved or would come to LA. Like a lot of rappers lived in that same complex. So I was just like, okay, I'm in the right space. But yeah, it was like 5 of us in a 2-bedroom. We were just making shit. We put out a project that did super well. And then, yeah, we were just making stuff. I was still making stuff with Skate. And then Skate started, you know, catching a lot of traction, bro. Like, I think I did a song for him called Usually. Me and Casino Gaines made the beat. Shout out to Casino, Paris Gaines. And that song just kind of took off. I think it's like, you know, I think it's almost like 2 million views now. And Skate was getting a lot of looks. Shit was getting, you know, serious. You know, things were getting very serious. And he ended up signing a deal with, I think he was management, was Taylor Gang. I think that was just a management deal, but then like his like record deal was with Atlantic. So then he signed that, and then that's when shit started to get like real. I was like, fuck, bro, all right, I'm doing it. Like I'm on the cusp, like for sure. Like something's happening. We're doing something right. So
Facts.
that's when that started to take off. Yeah, Skate me and Skate were just taking over, bro. Like we were on the blogs, bro. Like we were just getting looks, bro. Like it was a great feeling. Like it was funny. Like some blogs were even. I remember I think BET put out an article saying how we were like childhood friends and how we were like coming up. And I did not know Skate until my late teens, bro. It was like he grew up on a whole different side of town. But yeah, that's when shit started taking off. Like 2018, that's when things started to like. That's when I started to feel like, oh shit, like fuck, this shit's getting real. And then he did a song with Wiz Khalifa on one of my beats that was very successful, and that's when I felt like, all right, I'm in this shit now.
How long did that period of time where you felt like, all right, I'm starting to get my feet under myself and like really starting to make traction? How long did that last until shit kind of like hit the wall for you and you were like, oh, fuck?
I'm not gonna lie, dude, the shit kind of hit the wall shortly after, you know, Skate signed the deal and shit started to take off. It took me a while to like get over this shit, but you know, Skate signed his deal, and you know, like when you sign on that dotted line, you know, you kind of work for them now. You feel me? And I don't think we all realize that. And I'm not gonna lie, bro, I felt like I kind of got kicked to the curb, bro, you know, by the label, and they kind of wanted to take him in a different direction, which is, you know, totally fine. And I get it, it's business at the end of the day. But at that time, you know, I was salty. I ain't gonna lie. I was so butthurt, bro, because I felt like I was like right there. And like we were still doing shit. But I think at first they were taking him in like an R&B direction. And then they took him to like that pop punk era. And then that's when I was just kind of like fell back a little bit. And shout out to Skate, you know, he would still involve me and like try to involve me in those sessions and stuff. And like, you know, I would pull up but I would just kind of end up like sitting there and just kind of chilling, you feel me? And I didn't like that shit. This was boring, bro. Like I'm trying to, like in my eyes, you know, Skate, he made it. Like me, I feel like I didn't make it yet, you feel me? So I was just like, fuck, I gotta pivot. Like this, like Skate's doing something else now, you feel me? I can't wait for him to do another beat, or I can't wait for him to get another big feature with someone on my beat or anything like that. And then the pandemic, you know, first I felt like the label kind of kicked me to the curb a little bit, and you know they took his sound in a different direction, and I had shit on the table too. Like don't get me wrong, I had deals on the table. I had, you know, stuff I was looking over. There was people in the industry trying to help me, you know, that were also helping Skate, trying to see what they could do with me because, you know, they knew I was talented as well. And then I had some shit going, we had some shit working, and then boom, fucking somebody in China got sick or some shit.
And brought that shit over here.
It removed.
Bro, you mentioned in your childhood not really having much time to think, and so it was just like, I'm always outside, I'm always doing, I'm always going. And it sounds like at this point in your life,
it was the first time I got sat down, bro. Like the first time, because you couldn't do shit, bro. And I think I came home, like, because we didn't know what it was. So my parents were like, yo, you gotta come home. Like, and I didn't want to come home. I was like, no, don't. And they bought my flight without even like consulting me. They're like, this is your flight at this time. You better be on that fucking airplane coming home because we don't know what this is gonna turn into, which I understand. So I was home for like a few months. I think I came home for 3 months, maybe 3 to 6. Yeah, maybe 3 to 6 months. I think 3 months I was like kind of put here, and then I started flying back and forth again, and then eventually I lived out there again. But yeah, it was my first time. Just I had to really stay put and just really reflect on everything that had happened, you know, in those years. And when that happened, I think I took advantage of those times, maybe in a sense. Like I don't really sit in stuff. Like I don't sit and like comprehend everything. Like when it's happening, I kind of just let it happen and just move accordingly. And yeah, so the pandemic was the first time I had to like really sit and just reflect and ask myself questions and really pivot. All the people that were like trying to help me with my career, they left the music industry, bro. They just completely got out. They were like, I'm not making any money. Like they just completely switched industries, and you know, I'm not mad at that. And
but you were alone then.
Yeah. And then friends that I was in LA with, they dipped. Like all the people that, you know, Rari, Seaway, they started focusing on their families. I think people started focusing on themselves and their families around that time just because it was a scary moment. And yeah, I was just kind of by myself in LA trying to figure it out, bro. And I was angry. I was angry at, you know, Skate's label kind of tearing us apart because I feel like we had something good going. I was angry at the pandemic because it kind of, you know, ripped away a bunch of shit for me. Like, but yeah, that was the first time I had to really sit and be like, fuck, bro, like, we're kind of fucked right now. like shit's not going our way for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
how were you managing, or what did your anger look like at that time? And because I can only imagine that you weren't just walking around with the angry look on your face. You know what I'm saying? Like, how were you coping with this period in time that was foreign to you? This new, like, damn, like.
I was mad as fuck, bro. I was angry, like deep down. I was hating on everything. I was hating on everybody. I was, you know, I'm an avid weed smoker. So I probably smoked a lot of weed at that point. You know, especially being in the house. Honestly, bro, like I didn't really cope with it until like last year, bro, is when I finally like got over it, bro, and was just like, yo, this is what it is. Like, during that time, I started to resent my life choices. I was like, fuck, I should have listened to my dad, or I should have listened to my mom. I should have got that plan B, you know, because I didn't have shit, bro. Like, at the time I was working at Champion, bro. I was working retail, bro, so I'm not making shit. And I just started to resent all my life choices. I started to hate my talents. I started to hate that I picked up drumsticks. I started to hate that I got the Mac for Christmas. I started to hate that I started playing the guitar. I started to hate that all I think about is music all day, every day. Like, I started to, hate myself, I guess, if I had to condense it all into one, I just kind of started to hate myself, bro, and just hated that I chose this. Like, fuck, why did I do this? Why didn't I stay at Iowa Western and finish my degree? Because, and I started to, resent people that I grew up with, that were doing well in life, bro. Like, I have a homie, shout out to Justice. He finished Iowa Western, bro, and he's doing fucking amazing, bro. He's going on tours, and like, granted, what he does is something I don't want to do. He's in the live sound.
Okay.
He does a lot of live concerts and does the sound for that. So that's something I was never really interested in, but it just makes me think, like, fuck, bro, if I would have finished, I could at least be around that. You feel me? And I would look at his story and I'd be like, fuck, bro, like, I should have finished, bro. And like, social media, like, fucked me up too, bro. Played into a lot, bro. You like seeing people, like, the pandemic didn't really affect some people, and I'd be like, fuck, bro, like why them, not me? Like, I started to question, like, God and, like, faith. Like, why are you doing this to me? Like, I was good, bro, and I was so close, bro, and just felt like everything just got ripped away in one day, bro. Literally, one day, everything was gone.
So it was 5 years of.
So yeah, this woman that I was dating is an ex of mine now. I shared this with her, I don't open up to people. I don't at all. I'm very closed off. So I shared this with her, like, dude, I kind of hate myself a little bit. And she was just like, yo, you should go to therapy. I go to therapy, and she's successful. Like, this woman is successful as fuck, bro. Like, her dreams came true, like, from what I know. And she still goes to therapy. And I was just like, fuck, her life is amazing, and she still goes to therapy. So I was like, and of course I was denying it and shit for the longest. And one of my friends, Austin, AKA Love Renna, shout out to Love Renna, I was open with him about it, and he's gone to therapy and stuff. And one day I was just, venting, telling, he makes music with me, we make music together, so he knows how it is. And one day I was just in his crib, and I was just venting, and he was just like, bro, like, I'm tired of you feeling like this, bro. Like we don't need this, bro. Like, and this dude fucking Venmo'd me $800 to go to therapy, bro. Like, just right there. Just Venmo me $800. He was like, bro, just go to BetterHelp. Damn, sorry, I'm over here tearing up and shit. He was just like, go to BetterHelp. You could pick your therapist. You could pick, and right then and there, I signed up and scheduled my first session. And then, yeah, I talked to Dr. Keith for, I don't know how long. It was for a good moment. And it helped a lot, bro. Therapy helped a lot. It helped me learn how my brain worked. Because with me, it was like a domino effect. Like, say I'll be out and about, I'll get a stain on my shirt. It'll start with the stain. It'll go to, why am I even out here? Why am I in LA? Fuck music. Fuck my life. Like, I hate myself. Just from a stain on a shirt, bro. It would go from that all the way to, you know, I guess you could say almost to like, you know, I'll never, you know, take my own life but you know, those thoughts, you know, they came, bro. It's just like, fuck, bro. I'm nothing. Like, I feel like I'm nothing, bro. And therapy taught me, you know, my thought patterns. So when I do start to think negatively, I know how to like backtrack and be like, bro, this is just because you like accidentally, I don't know, scuffed your shoe or some shit. Like, so like, it ain't that deep, bro. So like, you know, working backwards and learning how I think, like he literally taught me how to like learn my brain and like use my brain for good instead of like, you know, tearing myself down so much. And I did therapy for a good while until I moved back out here. And I think I did it for a couple more months living out here. And then I got to a space where I was just like, yo, I'm kind of cool. You know, you should always go to therapy. You should always keep going to therapy. But, you know, I'm trying to say bread too. You feel me? So, but I was so, you know, the 800 ran out. You feel me? The 800 ran out quick. So I started paying it myself, obviously, for some months. But I think I got to like a good spot and to where I just know myself really well. And then I just told like, yo, Dr. Keith, I think I'm gonna be good for a while. But you know, when you sign off at BetterHelp, you always say like, you have the option to be like, yo, I might come back. So I like made sure I checked that box so that I could get the same guy. But yeah, and then yeah, so now, you know, shit still comes up, you know, thoughts still creep up, but no day's gonna be perfect. Like nothing, you're always gonna have those thoughts, bro. Like no matter what, they're gonna come back, but you just have to know how to combat them. And you gotta know how to like sit with them and not distract yourself from them. Cause that's what I did with, you know, with marijuana. I would just numb myself just all day long, bro. And just not talk about it. And there's been times where I'll just be sitting in my room in LA and I'll just cry, bro. Like nothing would really prompt it. Obviously something's prompting it, but it was just kind of out of nowhere, bro. And I'd just be like, fuck, bro. Like, I remember one time I think I was watching Rolling Loud sets. I think I was watching Playboi Carti's Rolling Loud set, bro. And I was just like, bro, I want that shit so bad. To where I just started crying, bro. And like, I was just getting chills. And I was just like, fuck, man. Like, so that's when I kind of knew something was kind of wrong. I was like, yeah, we got to go figure some shit out, bro. You over here, like, I would trash my room sometimes, bro. Like, not like completely, but, you know, knock shit over and just mad at my life. But so shout out to therapy. You know, I've gotten a lot better. You know, like I said, those thoughts still come and go. But, you know, I just got to live with them now instead of trying to avoid them. So.
Mm-hmm. I first want to say I appreciate you sharing that because I know that ain't easy, especially if you don't really talk to people about this type of stuff. There's probably not too many people who would know that this was an experience that you went through.
Yeah, I'm just a goofy motherfucker on Instagram to a lot of people, you feel me? Or I'm the guy that makes beats or records a lot of artists here, so.
But that's how many of us walk around. Many of us men, many of us black men, that's how we carry ourselves, right? Like we show and we show up as this complete version of ourselves to the world. But behind closed doors, we're really breaking down and we're really like fucked up.
Yeah, dude.
You know, everything that you're speaking on right now, I can almost guarantee, put that out there, big almost, can almost guarantee that that's probably like 95% experience for a black man in life, right? Like not being good enough, feeling like a failure, feeling like we missed our opportunity, feeling like we're let down, questioning why we did or why we lived certain ways. And then like just not knowing what to do.
Yeah, and then you just implode. Implode on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I should still be on therapy, bro. Like, you know, when you sent me like your questionnaire, bro, like it took me a long time to fill that thing out, bro. Like it had me thinking, dog.
Hey, you filled that shit out quicker than a lot of people do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was on it the whole time. Like
Facts.
from the moment you sent it to me from when I sent it to you, bro. Like I was walking around my house, like it would just kind of sit on my computer. I'd walk away from it for about 20 minutes and like maybe go smoke a blunt or something and just think about the question. I even went back and like deleted stuff and put new stuff. Like, I don't know. I take things a little too seriously. I could be a little too professional maybe sometimes. But yeah, the questionnaire even had me like, fuck. Like, it had me thinking like, damn, I should probably still be going to therapy. Like, and you know, like you said, the feeling of like, feeling like a failure, bro. Like, I still feel that, bro. Like, I went from sharing the same stage as Wiz Khalifa to driving a forklift, bro. Like, I drive a forklift every day now, so it's a hard feeling, bro. Like, going from feeling like you were just right there, bro. You were right there, and then it's just gone. Like, I can't, like, like, I'm not trying to say this is the same, but it's like I lost a brother, bro, or like I lost a family member, or like music is like, me and Casino Gaines, we made a song like this. Like, music is like a girl that I'm like trying to get to like me that just is not giving me the time of day. That's just not, and I would talk to music being the girl and just be like, why don't you like me? Like, why don't you love me back as much as I love you? Like, why aren't you like putting back into me? Like, I'm putting so much into you and I'm not getting nothing out of it, but I'm going broke and I'm just getting my feelings hurt. I'm getting told no in every which way direction I look. And going from LA to here, you know, it fucks you up, bro. Like, I'm going from like smoking with some of my favorite rappers and hanging out with, you know, people who, you know, run the world in a sense, to like nothing, bro. Like, and you know, I still feel that feeling to this day, bro. Like I said, you know, the feelings, they always come back, bro. You just gotta learn how to just combat them and cope with it and just do the best you can to keep pushing to get to where you want to be.
How often do they come up now?
It's a lot less, but like I just had a moment a few weekends ago. I think I stayed indoors all weekend, just mad at my music career, bro. Just venting to my mom, like, I don't know if I could do this anymore. Like, it hurts, bro. Like, it breaks your heart, literally, bro. Like, I'm walking around here with a broken heart, bro. Like, trying to mend it by, you know, keep going. And I had to also realize that when I am not creating is when those thoughts come, when I'm just, you know, chilling. So I try not to chill as much, but chilling is good because you got to sit with yourself. But that's what I realized too. Like, when I'm not doing what I love is when I start to hate it. So I was like, I just have to keep creating. Like, I just have to keep making shit, like, regardless of what I think is gonna be. Oh, excuse me. Regardless of what I think, if it's gonna make me money or not. Like, and I'm getting back to, like I said at the beginning of the interview, just getting back to having fun, bro. So I feel like I started thinking too hard. And I feel like when you start thinking too hard, the universe doesn't bless you as much. So I'm just trying to get back to just, you know, that free flow state where I'm just going, bro, and I'm just letting shit hit the fan, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Question for you about therapy, bro. How long did you have to meet with Dr. Keith before you really started to feel comfortable and open up about some of the things that were actually bothering you inside? Because I think that might be a point or like a barrier for a lot of people. Like, I gotta talk to a motherfucker I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even, I rarely talk to myself. Now I gotta tell this shit to somebody else that I don't fucking know. Like, How long did it take for you to get to that place?
Honestly, bro, it was the first session where I was just all in, but I think it's because I had never got to talk about this stuff to anybody. And I think I got a little excited, and I might have overwhelmed him a little bit, if I'm being honest. Like, I felt bad after the session. I was just like, yeah, my bad, bro. I just took you through the ringer on one session. So it honestly didn't take long. But I ain't gonna lie, like, the first few sessions, I would lie about shit, bro. I was lying to my therapist about certain shit.
Tell us about a story.
Like, well, it's nothing I can, it would just be little shit, bro. Like, it's nothing I could grasp right now. It would just be little stupid shit. Like, I don't want to seem as crazy to him.
No.
Like, shit like that. Like, I don't want him to think I'm that fucked up because he's a stranger. But after a while, I just got over it, and I just let it fly. But yeah, at first I was lying to that nigga, bro. I was just like, yeah, nah, like, yeah, I'm fine, today was good. Even though, because I don't know, I don't know what other patients he's dealing with. I don't know. I think I look out for others a little too much, maybe, but it's his job. That's what I had to tell myself. And the woman I was dating at the time, I told her this too. She was like, you gotta just let go. Like, you gotta just, give into it. And so that's when things started to take a turn. When I started to just, be an open book to Keith.
I want to throw this out there, and I want to hear what your reaction is when I say this. People can't know that I'm not okay.
That was my whole thing coming on here. I told a couple people that I'm coming on here, and that was exactly what I said to them. I was like, I don't like when people know stuff about me. Like, I don't go out a lot. I don't step out a lot. So when I do, people are like, oh shit, like, Buck is outside, what the fuck? Like, I like being a unicorn. I like being, because, as an artist, you gotta have that, it's fucking stupid, but you gotta have like that mysterious factor a little bit. You gotta have some exclusivity tied to your name in some way, shape, or form. And, but I'm also not like a big stepper outer as much either. But when I would go out, I forgot my thought. What were you saying?
People can't know.
Oh yeah, people can't.
Hey, he said,
My
fuck. People can't know that I'm not okay.
Yeah, but I was telling people I was coming on here, and I was just like, I don't want people to know my hardships, or I don't want people to know like my weaknesses, because I don't want them to like use it against me like later on in life or some shit. I don't know. I'd be thinking too hard, bro. I think too much, but I think this will be good. It'll probably give. Because I feel like people here probably think I'm like a cocky asshole, but I'm not. I am cocky about my shit. I think I'm the best at music, but I'm not too much of a dick about it. But hopefully this interview, like I remember I had one friend, my homie Jackson. Shout out to Jackson Martin. He's a photographer here in Omaha. He's out in New York now doing his thing. He before he met me, we're hanging out and stuff, we're getting to know each other, and then he admitted to me one day, he was like, yeah, bro, like, when I thought of you, like, when I thought of Bucky P, I just thought you were, like, super, like, nitty-gritty, like, fucking, like, just so serious and, like, kind of like an asshole a little bit, and just, like, mean. And when he got to know me, he saw I'm just a goofy-ass person who doesn't really take many things seriously, so, like, I hope that interview does this as well, And, my social media, I'm, being a lot more goofier on there. So just showing my personality a little bit more. But yeah, I was definitely nervous to come on here and share stuff because I was afraid of what people would, their perception of me. When you're an artist, you're sensitive. Artists are one of the most sensitive people walking the earth. You could be a straight up hood nigga who makes music, bro. You still gonna be sensitive about your shit, dog. So I don't know. We'll see what comes out of this. I hope it helps somebody, and I know it's gonna help me.
Absolutely. And I mean, you're speaking to some truths, like I said, that many people won't say, but they feel. bro. Like they feel the shit, they're experiencing the shit that you're speaking on. And so I know that it's gonna connect and land. Question for you on something that you said. You mentioned with not wanting people to know too much about you. Was there ever a point in time where people did know the actual you and the actual you was rejected, or the actual you was frowned upon or told like it's not acceptable?
So like when I first like I'm weird, bro. Like I'm super weird. Any of my friends who know me, they know I'm weird as hell to the point where it's almost annoying. Like there's people, sometimes my friends gotta tell me, yo, shut the fuck up, bro. Like I say random shit, like I don't know, we could just be in a room chilling and I'll just be like, DJ vagina chair. Like I'll just say, like, I don't know, bro, just stupid shit. Like my humor's dumb, bro. Like I'll laugh at a 9/11 joke, bro. I'm not proud of it, but like my humor's very dark. And I'll be honest, man, like in LA, I was green, bro. I was scared of my differentness in LA, being around these cool people. So I was very shy out there, bro. I didn't show my true self to anyone, bro. Like I know I was working with Skate, and I was with Skate, 24/7, bro. But honestly, bro, he does not know me that well, bro. Like he doesn't know me that well. Like I know me and Skate have like a working relationship, but like me and Skate never got to like be friends. I guess like that's my friend, that's my brother. Just from like the the grinding and shit we went through. But I feel like we didn't really get a chance to like hit it off, I guess, in a sense, outside of the music.
Yeah.
So honestly, bro, when I go into spaces where I am Bucky P, I'm pretty lax, bro. I'm pretty quiet. I'm pretty chill. So I gotta get better at that, bro. Like I gotta get better at, I'm still kind of in the shell a little bit when I get in those spaces, but I'm working on it, bro. I'm still working on it to this day.
Who told you were weird? Because that's an interesting word to use to describe yourself. I'm weird.
I think growing up, I really loved comedy. I loved Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell's like my favorite comedic actor.
Step Brothers.
And he's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
I would do stupid shit, man. I was in the, like, I know I'm a black man, but like white boy humor is my shit, bro. White boy humor and black humor are different. Yeah. My dad would turn on Jackass and Family Guy, bro. So like that's the shit I came up on. And so my humor is just fucking ridiculous, bro. Like I remember in middle school, it's so fucking dumb, man. Like I would go up to people and like pretend I would dap them and then just try to lick their fist. And we're sitting there, I'm sitting there tongue. And they're like, and there's people I don't even know, bro. These are people I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I would just do I don't know, but I think people probably hated me in middle school and high school. Like, I don't know if they liked me or not, because I would do stupid shit, bro. Like, at Central, we would do this dumb thing where we would just yell a curse word as loud as we could, as fast as possible, so no one knew where it was coming from.
Yeah. That shit echo in the hallways, too.
We would do it in the hallway, in the classroom, just, like... like you just writing, but like you just like, bitch. The fuck, like I don't know, bro. It's fucking stupid. Like me and a friend of mine in Central, we invented like this stupid thing. We called it like slap knee, where like you hit your arm in like a certain direction, and it like I don't even think the camera could pick that one up. But like you just like hit a certain part of your body, and you just like, I don't know, bro. It's weird, bro. Like people don't just make that up, or like people don't walk around, or I would make up my own languages. Me and one of my neighbors as a kid, I don't even know the name of the language, but we would put B's in between everything. We'd be like, so we would talk like this, all of the time. Just talk like this. Like, what's up, bro? Do you want to go over to the corner store? And we knew what we were saying, but my parents, and it got to the point where my dad was like, stop. I can't do it no more. Shut the fuck up. And I never did it again. I'll never forget, bro. I was doing the dishes. And my neighbor friend was downstairs, the one I would do it with. And I think I was like yelling downstairs to him, in my language. And my dad was just like, yo, stop. You gotta stop with that. You gotta shut the fuck up, bro. I can't do it. And then I kind of stopped doing it a little bit. But I just knew it wasn't normal. You know, I wasn't very understood by many people. My circle was always small. When I was cool with everybody, I was always cool with everybody. Like, you know, I was never like a bully to anyone. I was cool with the goth kids all the way up to the jocks, you feel me? But, you know, I always had that core group who like understood me and people who were like me as well, you feel me? So I just knew, I knew we were weird. I knew we were outcasts. And it wasn't nothing that bothered me. You know, I liked it. You know, I still like it to this day. You know, it's something I embrace. You know, I don't know, I have personality, and I guess sometimes some people aren't totally comfortable with it. But this is who I am, bro. I'm a big old weirdo.
When you were younger, was it okay to be a weirdo? Like young?
Yeah, I didn't care, bro. I didn't have a care for the world, what people thought of me. It wasn't until, you know, the music stuff started to get a little more serious. I think it was around the time when I started working closely with Zay. Zay Gaines was the time where I started to be like, oh, like maybe I shouldn't be as weird as I am, which I hate that I did that, because like I kind of dimmed my own light in a sense for no reason.
So music is almost like music started as this passion, this thing of expression, to express just like almost like your DNA, like this is your DNA. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But then it turned into a trauma response, to where it's like, this is what I'm picking up on, and you can tell me if this is accurate or not. Music became a trauma response in the sense of, now my image can be gauged on whether or not people are feeling this creation that I'm putting out. And it's less about me being able to creatively express myself, the goofy me, the weird me, not even weird, the eclectic me, the me that doesn't fit in the box. And now almost to a certain extent, my creativity has to fit in this box to where the world accepts it. Monetarily, it makes sense. And I mean, like, to a certain extent, shit, nigga, like we gotta make money, so the monetary shit make, you know what I'm saying? The shit makes sense. Mm-hmm. Starving artists is cool, but starving is real. Like, that shit is not it. But
I just want to be an artist. I want to take starving off the beginning of that.
But yeah, for you, it sounds like your creativity, your artistry took on this sense of just like a response to the traumas that you were experiencing, even though the trauma wasn't like this big in your face thing.
Yeah, like, and that's another thing because I would feel guilty about feeling bad about, you know, my life, because like my life's good, bro. Like, I'm not in some third world country being like, you know, forced to like mine diamonds or some shit. You feel me? Like, I think about shit like that, you know, and I would feel guilty. But like, I guess I'm trying to like, you know, I'm trying to keep my emotion, like, it's hard because like you want to put your emotions into music, you know, because that's how you make great music. But you can't be emotional in the business side of it. Mm-hmm. And I just learned this, bro. Like, I just learned this. Shout out to Queso. Queso, he's been kind of like, I guess, I don't know, I could say he's kind of mentoring me in a sense, like for like the past couple months, bro, maybe a month and a half, bro. He just started DMing me out of nowhere, just positive affirmations and trying to just get me to keep going, bro, because he knows I'm talented. And he told me like, because I've vented to him recently, because, you know, I know he's successful in where he's at, like, he's good, and he's gone through everything I'm going through. And so he kind of, I remember I was on the phone with him for like 2-3 hours the other day, and he was just like, yo, you're tying your emotions to the business side to it too much. Like, you're mad people aren't listening to your stuff, but like, what are you doing to like, you know, further that, or to like make it to monetize it. And then he asked me, I hated this. He asked me, he was like, if I wanted to sign you tomorrow, how much money would you ask for? And I asked for like some astronomical amount just because of, you know, what I know is in my hard drive. And he was like, your answer should have been like for free, like sign for free just for the opportunity to see where you could take it. And I was like, fuck, I wish I didn't say, I think I said like 500 bands or some shit. I was like, I wish I did not say that, bro. But I'm trying to like not tie my emotions into the business side as much, which I didn't even know that I was doing that until he mentioned it. He was like, you gotta be like, you know, nitty gritty about it, bro. Like you gotta separate that, bro. Like, and it sucks because, you know, the music industry has changed. You know, back in the day, you could just make music and that's it. This guy is doing all that shit for you. But now with what we've learned, you know, as black artists, like, you know, those people got fucked over.
360 deals.
Yeah, those people got fucked over, you know, they're not making money off of the shit they created. So,
owing money. They would owe money.
Exactly. And I guess Queso's not trying to have me, you know, go down that path. And he's just like, bro, you got to get the business side down, bro. Like, you got to. Like, obviously I make it look good, you know, but, you know, behind that, there's a machine behind that I'm still trying to grasp. And been using a lot of AI. Like, I was definitely an AI hater at first, like, but I just be talking to ChatGPT about campaigns now, bro. Like, I just be like, yo, like, what time should I post this? And how long should I wait to post the next one? Should I boost this? Should I, what's my next move? And I ain't gonna lie, man, that ChatGPT shit is it's scary, and then like, it feels like I'm cheating in a way. Like, I'm not using it for any creative processes or like any like musical ideas or anything like that, because I'm super against that. I don't use it. I try not to use it for cover art unless I'm working on something for someone else and they're asking for some shit. Yeah, I'll do it. Like the other day, I had to change someone's into the Hulk. So I just said, you know, make this person the Hulk. And so yeah, just trying to get the business side and not be so emotional about it, bro. Like, just, I guess, work harder. In a sense, yeah, just work harder. No one wants to hear it, but you gotta work harder, bro.
If there was one thing that through this experience you really like locked in with, from your passion as a young boy to going through what you went through during the pandemic till moving back to Omaha and now getting back into enjoying creativity and learning the business, what's the one thing that you're really, you're keeping at the forefront of your mind as you embark on this journey and this time now?
Really just focusing on myself, bro. You know, throughout my career, I did a lot of stuff for other people, and, you know, I didn't really gain much from it. You know, I gained some, you know, I'm who I am now because of it. But sometimes I feel like, fuck, if I just would have put that energy into myself, where would I be? You feel me? Like, and it's still something I have a problem with, like, you know, doing stuff for people that I believe in and, you know, doing it for free. And sometimes those people aren't as focused as I am, and you know, it makes me a little angry. So I'm just like, all right, we gotta stop doing that, bro. Like, you have to stop. Like, I just want to see everyone win to where it hurts me, in a sense. So I'm like, fuck, bro, I gotta want to see myself win first. Like, I know as selfish as it sounds, but I mean, the way I've been doing it for the past 15 years, obviously it hasn't panned out to what I want it to be. You feel me? Because I want to be the greatest, bro. Like, I literally want to be like up there with like Biggie, like Jay-Z, like, yeah, like I want to be mentioned. I want to be a household name, bro. And I'm not gonna get there by, like, I'm on this road. I'm not gonna get there by taking this exit and stopping in this town for a little bit and helping this person out and then getting back on my road. I feel like, I don't know, I lost a few hours, but in a sense, those few hours correlate into years of my real life. So getting back to just focusing on myself, bro, like just me, bro, literally.
You made it to the end. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you have a story though, that you're wanting to get out there and you feel like your life and your testimony could have an impact and really change the lives of hundreds, thousands, millions of people just by them hearing it, I want to give the opportunity to you to be able to be on the show. Down in the description, I'm going to leave a link for a questionnaire for you to fill out in order to get on here and be able to share your story. All you got to do, click it, fill it out. If you just put a couple of words on there, it's going to be hard for me to really see if that story is worth putting on here. So really go into detail when you answer these questions. But this is the opportunity for you to be able to come on the show and showcase your testimony, because I believe testimonies are powerful. I had somebody in here just the other day and they were like, I realized once I was able to own my story, it no longer belonged to me. It belonged to the people who were meant to hear it so that they can be helped from it. And so if that's you and your testimony and your story is meant to help somebody, fill out the link down in the description and let's get you on the show. Thanks for tuning in.